Seems like everybody's teaching the same thing.
It does.
The people that you're interviewing, anyway.
Yeah, I interview people that help people be better people, I think.
And really, the only way to help people is to be present for them.
Phil Phails for you.
And be compassionate and kind, and that's what all of those are doing.
Yeah, it seems like being here now,
Yeah,
being present,
right,
figure out a way to shock you
right,
into this moment.
right.
Which is why it's good to have you here to talk about stuff.
Okay.
How do you want me to introduce you? As Terry Cortes or Terry or what?
Terry Cortes Vega.
Okay, Terry Cortes Vega. And when you think about your title, when you tell people who I am, what do you say?
In Buddhism, I'm a Dharma Charya. Dharma Charya. DHARMA. CHARYA. Charya.
ARYA.
Dharma
Charya. What is it?
Charya
Dharma Charya.
means teacher.
Teacher. Yeah, it
Just means
says
teacher.
you made a face.
Well, it's just teacher.
Yeah.
You know,
On the
some people want to be called priest or chaplain or, I don't know, preacher or something. But at least in our form of Buddhism, the Plum Village, it's Dharma Charya. You're a teacher.
Dharma Charya.
Dharma teacher.
I think on the website it said you were the resident Dharma teacher.
There you go.
Yeah. And I'll just say Dharma Charya. And anything else you want me to say about you? As it's kind of your label?
No.
Educator, anything about your school that you teach kids or?
Nah.
Okay.
That's not, no. I guess, I never really introduced myself. Like, I teach at the jail every week.
Okay.
I teach meditation at the jail. And I just say I'm Terry. But the other day, for some reason, I said, I'm a Dharma Charya, and what that means is Dharma teacher. And both coasts, the East and West Coast, have lots of Dharma teachers. But in the middle of the country, not so many. So I'm the only teacher in Texas, in New Mexico, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma. There's one now in Colorado. So, but on both coasts, there's hundreds of Dharma teachers, Dharma Charya.
So do you feel lonely being the only one?
No, I don't. But I would like there to be more, so I wouldn't have so much to do.
Oh, you got a lot to do.
Yeah.
Dharma Charya.
Anyway, the guys felt like they felt like they were special because because I've never introduced myself that way, but then I did, and then they felt like, oh gosh, we've got an authentic person here, not just this old woman who's coming in volunteering at the jail.
You transform from an old woman volunteering at the jail to something fancy.
Just
by saying
Dharma Charya. And to say that I'm the only one in this whole region.
One. Yeah.
So they thought, oh, wow, we should pay attention to her.
Pay more attention. Well, that's what we want. Yeah, just pay attention to me.
Actually, it's not what I want, but that's,
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm glad. Well, yeah. I found a teacher who teaches nonviolent communication that I asked to have on the show, and I found that she was the only one in...
She's been trained in that MS, NBC, or whatever it is.
In the MVC, nonviolent communication. She's the only one in, a couple states. I couldn't find another one, and I thought for sure there'd be a couple of them around here.
Because that's a really big program.
I thought it was.
By John Kabat-Zinn.
No, well, that's the MBSR.
Oh, okay.
The mindfulness-based stress reduction. Uh-huh. Nonviolent communication is Marshall Rosenberg.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for our show, we could talk about what Phil fail at. I could fail at Buddhism. I could fail at mindfulness. I could fail at... What do you think you're an expert in? The Dharma?
No. I could fail at all those things.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the Buddhist teachings is that any failure is really a lesson. You know, the Buddha said, don't run away from suffering because it has something to teach you. If you run away, it'll come back because you're supposed to learn this.
Right.
So I don't feel like I'm an expert at anything, and I don't really feel like I fail at anything
Yeah.
because of that.
Failure is, in the context of this show, it's synonymous with learning.
With learning. Perfect.
I think I'm working to demystify our imperfect human experience.
Wow.
The fool's journey.
Right.
Fumbles and follies, and I don't want failure or imperfection to stop me or anybody from realizing their full potential. So approaching these things as failures and making them common, or
Right.
you know,
Teachings, really, so that every failure is a teaching. So I can give an example.
they teach through the context of Buddhism. Is that the lens?
Right.
Maybe Phil Phails at Buddhism. But go ahead. You were going to give an example.
I was going to give an example of how I failed. I was a Methodist and that whole Christian thing, and my daddy died of brain cancer when he was young and I was young, and I started hating God and Jesus and all of that stuff. I failed at understanding the Christian teachings, but that's what brought me to Buddhism. So is that an example?
I think so.
Of how you're seeing failure? But I get angry with my husband, but that's not a failure. It sounds trite.
What is a failure? Failure is.
Well, in Buddhism, it's just this sounds trite, but it's just another opportunity.
Yeah.
Suffering, which is failure, suffering is just another opportunity.
Yeah. I think about in our culture, we've got this binary between success, something everybody wants, and it's almost like a location.
Right.
Like something that you get, like clothes, that you finally found these clothes and you put them on and now I'm successful.
Right.
I'm full of success. And this other side is failure. And no one wants to have it. When they have it, they don't want to show it to anybody. They hide it.
Right.
And I'm changing that when I talk about these things, from success not really being clothes or location or end
status,
point, but more like a hound dog that has a scent for something, and it's a direction of kind of direction of optimization, or you feel like you're onto something that's alive and exciting and passionate, and then you move and iterate towards greater, maybe.
Well, Thai he suggested that we change the definition of success, and so that the definition is happiness. So you can rate yourself in your level of success not by the cool clothes you have, nor the fancy house you have, nor the car, or the latest phone, or any of that. Just, are you happy?
Are you happy? I like that. And then the other side, instead of failure, you don't really have that at all. You have not doing something. You just don't do it.
Right.
You're either doing it, and then in between not doing it and this thing we called success or happiness is failure.
Right.
Or learning. Or finding your way finding. There's a lot of things I could put in there.
Right.
But failure, I thought, would be a little provocative.
Right.
Because Phil Phails, it's like, we're going to watch this man fail.
Right.
We're really going to watch him learn and stumble and talk with folks about stuff that he knows nothing about, and ask maybe silly questions, or, it gives me a little bit of some affordance, some like, they're not coming here to watch Phil succeed.
Right. Nobody wants to do that. Because if somebody else succeeds, that means I'm not a success.
Yeah.
The way we look at it.
So maybe they'll just come and watch me fumble through self-improvement or my own kind of enlightenment or my own journey to being a better person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This could just be an excuse for me to hang out with cool people. Dharma Charyas, oh my goodness. The only one in the middle of the America.
Desert.
Wow. All right. Well, that sounds good. We'll Phil Phail at Buddhism, I guess.
Oh, okay. You failed at Buddhism.
Well, that's what this show, I'll just title this show Phil Phails at Buddhism for our talk.
All right.
And then the way that does it is the first 5 questions will be about that, like Buddhism.
Okay, let's see.
I'll
Is
ask
it
you 5.
Phil Phails at Buddhism makes it really open. Phil Phails at success.
At
Or
success?
Yes. Is that, how did you name the one? Phil Phails at ADHD?
Thriving with ADHD.
Uh-huh. Well, whatever you think is best is good. I don't know.
I wanted to tie it to something that you were very knowledgeable in.
Yeah.
Tie it to something that's a part of your thing.
But it also needs to be something that people would say, ooh, he couldn't do that. But that people are interested in Buddhism now, I think. That'd be good.
I hope they are.
Let's do that.
Yeah. And so what'll happen is the first 30 minutes, I'll ask you 5 questions about Buddhism.
Okay.
Probably talk about Thich Nhat Hanh and just questions about Buddhism.
Okay.
And then the next, hour or so, I'll ask you your life story.
Okay.
About from birth until where you are now and how you came to be a Dharma Charya.
Okay.
How you came to kind of devote your life to learning and being a bodhisattva.
Okay.
Right? You're also a bodhisattva, right?
No. Well, I actually am a Buddha to be. So are you.
Okay.
So Phil Phails at being a Buddha might be another thing.
I like that. We could do that.
Uh-huh.
Being a Buddha.
Because, of course, you can't fail at that.
No, I'm already a Buddha.
You're
I just have
already a
to
Buddha.
come into my Buddhism, Buddha-ness.
That's right. Peel off the non-Buddha part.
Just like enlightenment is always here.
All right.
Always around us. Okay. That sounds good, being a Buddha. And we'll do the 5 questions, then I'll ask you your life story, and then and that'll be it.
All right.
You ready to start?
I'm ready.
All these cameras are on, and we're taking audio through this, so if you speak into this, it'll hear you.
Okay.
Okay, you want to clap together? Oh yeah, between the questions and the life story, we'll play a little game, an improv game. Have a little fun.
Okay.
I love doing that.
That's good.
I love playing improv.
Okay.
You want to clap together?
Sure.
Ready?